And now the world is watching. Agreement is hard enough in Washington, we know that. So add this to the mix. A presidential election at a time when the nation is more politically divided than it has been in decades. That said, we're all going to the polls in November. We asked the White House for an interview for this broadcast. They declined. But CBS Evening News anchor Norah O'Donnell spoke with Joe Biden. He's a presumptive Democratic nominee for president. Yesterday, they met in Houston, where Biden paid his respects to George Floyd's family.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. But it's not just in law enforcement, it's across the board. It's in housing, it's in education, it's in everything we do. It's real, it's genuine, it's serious. Look, not all law enforcement officers are racist. My Lord, there's some really good cops out there. But the way in which it works right now, we've seen too many examples of it.
Do you support defunding the police?
No, I don't support defunding the police. I support conditioning federal aid to police based on whether or not they meet certain basic standards of decency and honorableness, and in fact are able to demonstrate they can protect the community and everybody in the community.
Does it hurt Democrats' cause if there are some in your party that are saying defund the police? The president is suggesting that shows Democrats are weak in terms of law and order.
The president has no credibility on anything. He lies. He's the first person anyone can think of in modern history who's taken regular military officers and had them move against peaceful demonstrators, causing 4 former chiefs of staff to say, this guy's bad, this guy's wrong, he should just stop.
Let's talk about the new proposal that the Democrats in Congress have just proposed. Let me go through some of the elements of that bill and ask whether, yes or no, you support them. Lynching as a federal hate crime.
Yes, it should be a federal hate crime.
Creating a national police misconduct registry.
Yes, but as I understand the registry, the police have a requirement to, where there's use of force against an individual and or a police officer, it gets reported to the Department of Justice, so there's an ongoing file.
As you know, the cop who allegedly killed George Floyd had some 18 or so complaints against him.
That's the example of what I'm talking about.
Shouldn't that information be public?
Yes, it should.
And do you support a federal ban on chokeholds?
Absolutely, positively.
You know, I'm asking about this because many people are looking at what has happened to George Floyd and said, where's the change? Where's the policy? What specifically, as President of the United States, will you do to end systemic racism?
Oh, well, I tell you what, I've laid out a whole plan to how I would do that. Number one, you have to start off by insisting that the police departments meet a national standard of what constitutes policing that is appropriate. And all police departments are going to have to adopt it. We'll put together a commission to do that. Secondly, we have to make sure that you have police officers who, in fact, when they act inappropriately, are, in fact, not only fired, but held accountable if it's a criminal offense, and be held accountable for that offense. Thirdly, we have to, in my view, change the way the entire criminal justice system functions and the prison system. It should turn into a rehabilitation system, not into just punishment.
You're here in Houston to meet with George Floyd's family. What did you say to his family?
Jill and I talked to him about it's hard enough to grieve, but it's much harder to do it in public. It's much harder with the whole world watching. We're an incredible family. His little daughter was there. The one who said, Daddy's going to change the world. And I think her daddy is going to change the world. I think what's happened here is one of those great inflection points in American history, for real, in terms of civil liberties, civil rights, and just treating people with dignity.
Why do you think George Floyd's death is a wake-up call for this nation?
When people saw George's face being pushed against with his nose almost being broken and being held on for 8 minutes and 42 seconds, whatever it was exactly, they said, oh my God, this is happening. And all the people coming forward. But you know what they told me? They told me how they were encouraged by the fact that the protests here in Texas and other places, all the young white men and women marching with young black men and women, almost as many. It's going to change. There's hope. They have hope.
Police brutality, not on our watch. Poor health care, no sir. Our voting system is broken. It changes when we change it. We rise up as one. We speak out for our black lives. In 2020, we show up to the polls. Your vote is your microphone. So get in the booth and turn yours up. Reclaim your vote. You dig? Go to BET.com/reclaimyourvote for more on how to register.
Racism has been called America's oldest sin, dating back to slavery. We, the people, have been dealing with the painful consequences ever since. So when will justice for all become more than just words in a pledge that we all learned in elementary school? You know, I pledge allegiance to the flag. You know how it goes. When will police and the communities they serve meet as one? These challenges are not new. In 1963, at the famed March on Washington, 23-year-old organizer John Lewis galvanized the crowd. He would go on to become Congressman John Lewis. We leave you with his words tonight. They echo today. Same truth, same frustrations, and the same hope for America. We thank you for watching. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
We do not want our freedom gradually, but we want to be free now. We're tired of being beaten by policemen. And then you holler, be patient. How long can we be patient? We want our freedom, and we want it now. Wake up, America. Wake up. But we cannot stop, and we will not be patient.